Good afternoon. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are and happen to turning into this. You have found the first lesson that we are presenting in Are You Listening to the Sovereignty of Souls? This is a collaboration between Loretta at Mother's Tarot. Hi, Loretta. And we have Nicole at Cosmic Blue Avian. And I know, you folks are familiar with them. And then I'm Betty or BJ from Esoteric Musings. So welcome, welcome. We hope this is, we have a series of a number of topics that we're going to be covering in this class when we meet. And depending on how it's received and your feedback will determine if this is going to be a bi-monthly or just a monthly class that we'll get together and do. And we're flexible ladies as far as that goes. So as the need arises, we will bend and shift to meet those needs. So tonight, our first discussion is going to be the soulful purpose here on planet Earth. Why, as souls, are we here on the planet, especially at this time, where we are seeing so many shifts and so much going on? There's usually a divine purpose at some point, and we are going to hope to discover that in our discussion. So to that end, how about telling us a little bit about your channel, Nicole, if you want to start?
Oh boy. Okay, I'm probably the most elusive. I do not come out often. There's a reason. It's called Blue Avian for a reason. We are quiet ones. Some of us know this. So when that comes through, I tend to come up when I have a message, meaning I'll wake up or I'll hear something or I'm doing something. And suddenly I have the urge and I will just take the camera and put it out there. And however it's received, we hope it's received well. That's what messages always said. How do I do things? I heard someone out there say, how do you do things? How do I do things? I naturally just listen to our innate abilities. We all have it. You can hear, see, and claircognizance. I have clairsentience, claircognizance. I have all of them. So you can hear and feel everything. And when you do, you just present it in the purest form with discernment, and you do it from the highest for the good of all with the highest frequency from love and light. Yeah, people think those are coin words, but they're not. They're real words. They actually make sense. They have to be coming from the heart. They have to come from intention, from coming from the best place possible. And if you're coming from a place that is damaged and painful and hurt, don't do it. Just wait till you've calmed down and relaxed and really come to centered. So that's kind of where I work from. I'm also an artist. I'm a teacher by trade, amongst other things. A bit of a scientist in here too. It's a lot of fun. I'm a little bit like a jack of all trades, and I really enjoy just being a little different. And I am going to be the one who will say things that may or may ruffle your feathers, hint, hint. But that's okay. That's my job. And that's what, but it's a polite, right? Yeah. Betty, it's polite. Loretta, no, they both, it's polite. It's not mean, and it's all intended for your best good. It is not intended to make you feel uncomfortable. It's intended to give you your freedom. Bless you, darling. And and I'm a big proponent for freedoms, individual freedoms and choices, and respect to your own responsibility of your own ownership of what you do, believe, think, create, and are. And if you cannot live within that frame, find out why. And I'm just going to leave it there and leave a little dangling for fun, because that's the most fun I could do. But go for it.
Yes, thank you.
Well,
Loretta,
thank you.
You're on.
What we run from pursues us, and what we face transforms us. Spirits brought me here, Yep. They and I'm just following, and they have led me to reading and reaching people. And I'm alive. I never expected to be alive at this time in my life, but there's a reason. And I have had experiences like being in a vehicle that has passed through another vehicle, things that are totally impossible in our 3D world. I have experienced them personally firsthand.
Mhm.
So I trust spirit. I know that I'm here for a great purpose, and which has led me to BJ and Nicole. My goodness, I'm so grateful. So I'm excited for what's coming. And I try to do readings for the greatest and highest good of all. And that is my aim and my mission. And I'm just following spirit. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it in.
And yeah, I just a little bit about me. I could just say ditto for Nicole, ditto for Loretta. I think that's why we found this lovely space together, because we come from very similar yearnings. I had no intention of having a YouTube channel. I was told I was going to have a YouTube channel. And of course, in my usual fashion, I argued. I said, no, I don't like pictures taken of me. I don't like to feel like I'm obligated to do something. I'm like Nicole. If I'm inspired, I come in, I sit, I give the message, and then I thank you, and I'm back into my
I dissed internet, YouTube. I just poo-pooed them all. I poo-pooed it all.
Oh yeah.
2 years ago, I had somebody say, oh, it was maybe longer than that, but they said, do you ever watch YouTube channels? I'm like, no, it's all nonsense. I don't even think there's anything valid on YouTube that's got any kind of credibility. And, maybe at that time, I'm sure there were some, but for the greater part, it sounds like most of the metaphysical community, the channelers, the card readers, all of that came on as a result of big shifts at 2019. And then boom, suddenly they
COVID,
pushed into channels. And so, yeah, I think it's a very organic thing as it occurred. And I know my neighbor came over she comes and soaks up the energy in my house when she's really stressed. And so she was sitting in the living room and she says, just don't ever give up your channel. I said, no, I won't. And my husband says, well, you couldn't if you wanted to, because, you've got work to do. So yeah, I think that's, we all have that calling and that commitment, that shared commitment. And there's this lovely mutual love fest and respect for each other here. Hopefully that comes through our recordings and people can feel that we are truly genuine and sincere in what we're trying to accomplish here. So with that note, which one of you would like to first express? Gosh, we had so much stuff when we weren't recording. We should have been recording earlier.
Well, I could bring it up again.
I'll bring it up.
What do we see as our purpose?
I like how Loretta asked it earlier. She asked about a question when we didn't record it, unfortunately, but it was what's there. She was asking how, Loretta, I love the question when you said, so how do you get past, in a way, like the human word is dogma, or like the mindset that you're stuck, the stuck mindset, of being in, okay, you're fed all the darkness that we're given all today. And
the dogma,
right. All these horrible things that we're given. And how do we move past it? And when we presented it by someone else who is spiritual or not spiritual, or claims to try to be more open-minded, how do you find that connection without butting heads and feeling like this doesn't feel right? Why doesn't it feel right?
Yeah.
It's in a way, I love Betty's go straight to the knowing, and that's the end result, which is gorgeous, and I love it, and she's absolutely right. But you're speaking from the beginning ground, and I'm sitting stuck in the middle of that lovely infinity symbol going, okay, now we have to connect it. Now we need the connector. We
Yeah.
need to find a way to bridge the bridge itself.
And then we
Like,
have those that don't see. They don't
right.
see it at all.
No. And that's like this, the purpose of the soul is, like Betty was saying, I don't know if we recorded or not, but to experience, to live through experience, to put it into context, to not judge.
Mhm.
Then once you know, and that's it. You can't go backwards.
Yeah.
You can fall on your face, you can, hurt yourself and take time to reflect, but you cannot unknow what you know.
Yeah.
And those words are purposely chosen. So when you're in that dogma and you're stuck in here and someone goes, oh, look at this cool AI, look at this cool synthetic, look at this cool thing here, and look what they did to us, and look what they're blah 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 blah, whatever. I'm not going to say him because I don't want to make him up. So that you bring all this stuff up, then you're going, this is great, it's exciting, oh my gosh. And you're sitting there, Loretta, or you're sitting, Betty, or the person listening goes, why are you bringing this up? I'm sitting in happy place. I was happy. I was chill. Life is good. Yes, the world is falling apart to a degree, but it's good. It needs to decompose before it regrows again, doesn't it? There's a seed in the ground. Let's water it. We just gave it fertilizer. Yes, that's all the poop is the fertilizer. So take the fertilizer, add some water, give it some love, give it some sun, and then make it a beautiful new something. That's the key. But instead of doing the work to do all that, because your hands get dirty, it smells like poo, you get tired, it's hard work to dig yes, that's part of the process. You have to sift through. It's discernment. It's saying, do I like this part of what they're saying? No. Do I like this part? No. Do I like that part? Oh, but I like this one part. That's your connection. That's the bridge. And then you connect. It doesn't mean you have to accept everything they say. You could take one piece and walk away, or keep them in your life, or don't keep them. And this is what a lot of people do, I think, when we're watching a lot of channels and shows, not just channels, but everywhere, media, anything. You're watching things and they're telling you, this is how you need to be. And this is what you need to believe. Because we are the authority. We know everything.
But the authority is selling fear.
Exactly.
Well, that's your first clue. That they don't know diddly, they know control. That's what they know. And that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. Discernment. I started preaching discernment on my Facebook page back in 2016. People, we are hitting a crossroads here. We have got major things happening we have not dealt with in the past, this blatantly in our face.
Yes.
Discernment is key. Discernment is key. And I thought, God, I'm just a one note harpy here.
But that's what it is.
It's one of my favorite words too, is discernment. It's not judgment, it's discernment.
No, it's discernment. And it's something that has led ahead of me all of my life. From the time I was a child, I could say no and stand on that no as a kid and go, no, I appreciate you feel that way. And then I turn around and leave it. Well, where are you going? I'm going to go do my thing. Bye. And very precocious, very hard to be raised or raise a child like that. I understand now as an adult, but I was so much in my sovereignty, I think, right out of the gate, and probably knowing the times that we would go through and everything else was necessary.
Yes, I call it, you had the balls. My friend calls me balls. Whoever she ever sees this, she calls me balls.
Yeah.
I never understood her till now. For 20 plus years, she's been calling me balls. And now
I say, no, I have ovaries. I feel like Betty White when she says, why does somebody always say you need to have balls? They're squishy little things. You flick them and the guy falls over. You need ovaries. She says those things take a pounding.
Yep. We do.
I love that. Raisins. That's what I got now.
Yep, we do. I love that. And she also didn't just say ovaries. She said some other beautiful part that we can't say on this right here. But absolutely correct. We love us some Betty White. But you're absolutely right. So in terms of the soul, to me, it's more like we were saying, in general, like when people do talk, it's about experience, but people fear the experience. They
Yes.
fear the outcomes. They fear what's going to happen. Don't fear it. Be it. Whether it's great, wonderful, horrible, just do what it is and then accept it for what it is. And then it literally moves on. Because when you accept it, when you say accept it with love, doesn't mean you accept it with go fly a kite and you know, find the middle finger of your hand. No, I'm
I
talking
love
about
you. Yeah. Sure.
no fakeness here. You have
Yeah.
to truly appreciate that this is a lesson you've learned. This is
Yeah.
what you're doing. This is what the soul is for. The soul is an essence. It is a pure, like see that light coming from my window. Pure, pure piece of this of what it makes a fabric of everything.
Yep.
Whatever you want to call the universe, whatever you want to call creator, what that's what it is. And that even that
and our anchor point.
another. It's one of the bigger of the others, and the others make up the others, and the others make up the others. Just look at our universe, our actual universe. It's made of galaxies, and the galaxies are made of stars, and the stars are made of star systems, and within the systems are planets, and the planets are should we keep
all
going?
interconnected? Yes.
And it goes smaller, 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 bigger, 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 smaller, small. And that's just up to you how where you sit, what perspective you choose. That's relativity. We'll get to that one. I just dropped a little nugget for another time. Now, as we talk about these things, we will be interconnecting massive words that come through and out. But the point is, I feel sometimes people interchange these words and concepts and don't fully delve into the context of what the soul actually is. It is, like Loretta said beautifully, and she got this beautiful message, and she's absolutely right. We are hues. As an artist, HUE is a color.
Yeah.
And apparently, I work with, well, I'll say work with because I'm not allowed to say another word. I work with, I'll just put it that way, the creators of light and form. Okay, they just popped in. I'm sorry, everyone. But that's, and yeah, I do channeling. Sorry, I don't mean to. It just happens. So you're going to hear things out of my mouth now that are going to be a little more esoteric. So good luck. So this is how it comes. So when you create form, it's a hue, it's a frequency, it's about everything starts a vibration. And then you had sound, and then you had light, which gave sound a form, and then the form moved. Guess what? That's a soul.
So humans and souls are the same thing, really.
Done. That's
humans, we are a precious ancient form of life.
Yes.
A
but we have
software
mortality.
Technology.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you were speaking, Nicole, I was thinking of the infinity symbol and extrapolating it out further and going, okay, as we go out into the outer portion, that's the expansion. And that's where we're gathering the data and figuring out where it fits within us and our construct and how we feel. And then we come into that nexus point where everything distills and comes down into a beautiful little kernel. And then we carry it back out and it expands again. And that's what I was seeing as you were.
Yeah. And if you think of the soul as an entity in itself, it's perfectly right. As it goes out on that infinity symbol, I'm going to point there. So like on my, there, it's it'll point from here. Or like you're saying, it expands out, it starts experiencing and comes back. But if you notice, we do that as well. Now, if I flip the infinity symbol, now let's say instead of that way, now we're going up and down. You now see a human body. Now, where am I pointing the center? That's the heart.
The heart.
You always say the heart chakra is right in the middle. Not your belly button. I'm talking about the heart. There are more than 7 people. They're like, I'm not even going to tell you how many chakras.
Are you talking chakras?
Yeah, chakras will blow your mind how many you actually have.
There's
remember, though, we've been given 2 more in the lower spectrum. So now there's 9.
They're like 9.
There's
13,
more, but
within the form?
Yes, because we have the heart, then we have the high heart, which
I didn't know about the high heart.
Here. This is new in the last year.
And
we now have a high third eye.
A high third eye?
Yes.
One here,
goodness.
Here, one here, one here.
And then when you get into the ethers.
And then you go,
that blew my mind.
So if you look at now, the heart chakra is in the center and you move like this. So now it's a human. Yes?
Yes.
So now your light has become a form. Now if you want it like sound become a form, it's become a form. And now what happens to this form? You choose. What do you want to do with that life? We call a life. What do you want to do? That is your sovereignty in definition to me, right? That's how I look at it, because we're all part of, when you say you're all one, we're not talking about woo-woo and being annoying. No, we're being clear. Once you know, you can't unknow what you know. And then once you do, your sovereignty is solid. You're whole. You're not missing anything. You're not punished. You're not being checked. You don't have to do karma. You don't have to go and get, some kind of contrition to something. No, shh, stop, breathe.
That's right. Yeah.
Sit down. Take a breath. Right.
No.
I'm right now sweating as I'm talking to you. Right. So like, this is what happens. Like when you do, so like if I'm just listening to my body. My body said you're sweating. Take off the sweat. You just listen to yourself, and you will know. You don't have to follow anything anyone has ever told you but yourself. If you look from outside of yourself for an answer from time to time because you're just either tired, okay. But even then, when you take that information, remember, it's not completely everything you need. It's just a mirror so you can use the information given back. Again, that, like Betty was saying beautifully, it expands out. You look for it. You got an answer. You think, okay, this looks good. What do I do with it?
Integrate it. Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect. And then you slowly, this process to come back from here to here is integration. You have to say, what do we do with this? Now, my sovereignty, back to the middle. I want to keep it. I like it. I don't like it. It's wonderful. It's interesting.
Yeah.
We'll shelve this piece of it. We'll put that over here. We'll work on this. All good. Because nothing is destroyed in nature. Nothing is destroyed in energy. It just gets reused, transformed, retransmuted, and then it comes back and forth. Yeah. So the hue is our soul. Our soul becomes this big, enigmatic thing. It's not.
Okay, I got a question. You might need a channel to answer this.
All right. Both of us. Go for it. Yeah. Even Betty could go ahead.
Okay, because we were talking about, because one of my subscribers brought up Greg Braden and this transmutation of humanism. So what he was talking about is the synthetic medical devices, things that they're doing with our DNA and helping us be healthier and live longer and all that. Is that going to affect or harm our our soul? What's that going to do? It's nothing.
No.
Okay.
You and soul, yes, we are the collective of light and form. That is the shortest form of our title. We work with plasma light, energy, sound, sacred geometry, etc., etc. Fill in the blank. Our vessel does not want to continue giving up words. We are of the 12th dimensional state, if you would like to know. And if anyone's curious, yes, we are co-creators. Because of this, we can tell you what that statement is. That's fear of the individual stating what they're stating from their perspective, in which they are now dwelling in the realm of their understanding of what soul means to them. To them, transcendence means they have to call out what you would call darkness, or that does not serve you, but serves itself. Notice how we say, it's not a negative, it's an observation. That doesn't serve you, but it chooses to serve itself, which is the case of the point of the sovereignty. The sovereignty is a point in which you decide who you are, how you are, where you are. And notice what we're doing with your hand. You're coming back to your center. You have to find your sense of self as yourself, sense of self.
Yes.
Each piece becomes This vessel calls it fractals. It's probably the easiest way to look at it in terms of light or rays of light. When you look at at the sun, or you see the rays coming through, even on a nice day, you can see actual beams of light. Those are individual entities of spark.
Mm-hmm.
You combine them, they're gloriously, profoundly powerful. You separate them, they have their own journey. And if you actually took a scientific microscope and saw the wavelength of each one of those rays of light, some would be large, some would be small. And each one equally lives within respect of each other, within the same love, within the same experience of expansion and growth, and just experiencing it, so that the whole of everything, which is source, which is you, which is that spark, can come back to the whole. But this fear of saying, here's this darkness that chooses to be dark upon itself. Here's this darkness that chooses to be dark upon itself, by diminishing its own light, which you can kind of turn off your light a little, but you can't turn it off.
Right.
But you can make it lighter. That's all you can do. So you just make it lighter, and then you say, now that light is just smaller, not as big. It's like looking at a dwarf star to a blue supernova. That's the only difference we're trying to make here. So you can either be the supernova, not blow up, but be the supernova, or you can be this little teeny tiny spark. But that is your choice, and that is your sovereignty. That is your freedom. That is your individual
Right.
Right, as you'd like to call it, as a human. Yes, that is correct. Human. Because you are all colors. You are all colors of the spectrum that creates everything that is within everything. And as you just see, we just created a beautiful sphere that's bound together as one again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is, in a sense. So it's more, if you'd call it dogma, we'd call it fear. And is not intended to be fearful, but it is where they are. So we need to find love for them where they are, how they are, because if we can't present information like this, then how are we, even this wonderful collective of lovely ladies, of quite wise, quite
adding
quite.
to the light.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend. Yes, and we see your light too, Missy. we honor you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, the work is very important by presenting this kind of, just the concept, this nugget, even for today. If that's all that comes through, then we have imparted what we've needed to impart.
Right.
It's to walk out of the darkness of your imposed. Darkness is self-imposed. So if you choose to do it, you can walk out of your light and sit in your shadow all you like, but that's your choice. And shadow is not dark; it still has light. We're talking about the darkness where you choose to say there's no light, but there's light there. You're just pretending it's not there.
Right.
And you just have to own the fact that you cannot diminish that you are light. Every part of you is light. You can be a flicker if you choose, but you're still light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sovereignty. So when you watch people say, oh, they injected this, or they put that in this, or they created this disease, and they made that war, and they added this, and they caused this conflict because of that. Guess what? That's what they want to, because that's what they're used to, and they haven't had another presentation of something lighter that ascends as opposed to descends.
And that gets me always back to the discernment, because we may go externally, like for years I would go to a reader, or I would get feedback. Mostly I had done the work. I had gone internally. I had come up with what I felt was a plausible working situation. And then I would go to a reader mostly to confirm. And I knew who I wasn't just going to, 1-800.
No,
psychic. No, I trusted those teachers that I would go to, and just mostly wanting that confirmation. Just like this vast library I'm sitting on, at different times. My husband, for example, is like, why should I read it? I should be able to get all that knowledge within me. And I'm like, yes, but we are human. And in our humanness, we forget, we need a reminder. There might be a nugget at this point in time that fills the vessel, and then we run with that as far as we can go. And then oh, wait, there's another step. What is that next step? And so we're always about next steps, integrating, always internal, because
it's also,
that's where the real growth, but you have to,
talk about.
right. But you have to speak it in order for others to recognize it. And when people's ears are so detuned to truth, they hear it and go, oh, that's BS. Oh, no, that's just, oh, you know, they're like wanting to do all this stuff and, oh, let me, you know, no. Discernment.
Discernment.
And when you, as we were saying earlier, when you believe it is when you see it, not the other way around.
Yeah.
No.
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
Exactly true. Well, ladies, we're 35 minutes in.
I knew you were going to do that.
And we get rolling, and we can be for several hours. I don't want to.
I'll tell you what, the next time we do this, I'll just hit the record and
write from jump.
Your husband will have to perform magic.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Listen,
he's the magic man.
Yeah, we call him Magic Man. She knows. I was gonna say Betty knows. Yeah, because my husband is the magician. If we go by tarot cards, I'm the high priestess. I'm the one holding going. Yeah, I'm not telling you anything unless I want to. Like that's just me. That's that's just how it works.
I'm the death card. So cool.
Transmutation. Are you continually in transmutation? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because it dances. Like the one that I have is like this amazing looking thing, and it dances with like the stars of the universe and the ground below.
Yeah.
It is the coolest card I have, and it's doing this. It's like literally dancing like that in midair with legs kicked in the air, and I'm going, this isn't a bad card. This is one of the
I like it. I like it. Because you almost have to die a little to some old concepts that no longer serve in order to be enlivened and brought forward and birthed into these newer, higher ways of thinking and being. So we're all about the little deaths all through our lives.
No,
I mean my tarot card is the death card, coincides with my birthday, the whole schmeal, you know. I came into this world as a forest child, and look at me now.
Honestly, I see you very much as this wherever we come from, you have the equivalent of of a star being that's actually quite high in this star system.
Yeah.
You actually have the oldest one in you. She does. Yeah. Look at Betty. Yep. And I'm so curious right now. Whomever is going to watch this, and I say that in the nicest way because, like I say, I don't expect anything, and I'm just grateful if anybody watches this, period, because that's just me.
Amen. Yeah.
Right? So, like, whoever watches this, if I ruffled feathers, I'm going to say this in the most loving way. Good. Yeah. I want you to just please take the bite of that apple. It's not poisonous. It's a good apple. I promise.
It's a good apple.
There are no worms. It's good. Take that apple, please, or take the banana or papaya, whatever the heck you want to eat, and make it tell us what you want us to take out of those seeds instead, and let us plant another seed for something else you guys want to talk about, or put in comments that, hey, be nice, please. Please be nice. But put comments.
Oh, you want them to be nice. Oh, you need to be nice.
Right? So please put some comments that, if you have any other ideas, we do have ideas for other topics. Trust me, we can always modify. By all means, just give us what you'd like to hear, but also remember, we will be driven to what we have coming as well through us. So your topic may come up, but you may be like, that's not what I said.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised what
let it ruffle the feathers.
Let it ruffle the feathers.
Let it ruffle the feathers. That's your bell ringing saying, pay attention. Pay attention.
Yeah.
There's a nugget here.
A new perspective. And to just let it kind of, I'm going to say it, let it simmer in there for a second. Let it soak like a tea bag. Let it go, let's get the flavor out of the tea bag into the water. Let it grow a little.
Let it steep. Yes.
You're not crazy about it. That's great. But you know what? Better. Because I'm going to say it. I want people, if you don't like what I'm saying, find an idea and counter us and let us work with that too. But like I
Absolutely.
said, respectfully and kindly.
Yes.
And I'm going to be the first one to say, if I get any comments or Loretta gets any comments,
Yeah.
I will be the first to warn anyone in any comment section. This is not going to happen. And I'm not getting that close to the camera because if I did, honestly, you would not be able to look at it right now. So let's just say that. No nasty comments. All right, please. Let's keep this clean and respectful. All right. You don't have to agree with us.
If anyone ever took debate, there is a beautiful thing that happens around debate. And yes, it can get lively. And yes, if you're impassioned about something, it might get a little loud. But the thing is that as long as that respect is overarching, then no things should be said that would cause anyone to walk away wounded.
Yeah,
exactly. About wounding, we're about knowledge, and knowledge is power. So get some. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Loretta, any like to impart to the peoples?
I love this. This has been great. And I don't usually do warnings. You know, if somebody says something really offensive in the comments, I just ban them. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I'll be the first to do that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we're adults here and everybody knows how to communicate effectively and constructively, you know. So, you know, if you got an idea that flies in the face of what we're talking about, you know, we're open to receiving it, but you need to present it constructively, you know, so we can respond likewise. You know,
and I say that as a teacher. That's why that came up. Because if anybody's listening and going, "Oh, we're getting homework," we're being told, "Yeah, kind of." Because I'm a teacher. I'm sorry. Every lifetime's been a teacher. So if you don't like the tone, I'm so sorry. But welcome back to school, my friends.
There you go.
Life school. Life school.
Life school, baby.
Hey, I want to be in this school. You know.
Yeah.
You are. We're all co-professors now. Come on now.
Yeah, the sovereignty of souls, man. There's nothing more important, and I find it very comforting to know that soul and hues, that's interchangeable. Same thing, interchangeable. And that's very important because the dark forces out there in the world would have them split apart.
Oh. Completely.
So, and this hopefully will counteract all that and give the souls and the hues watching, will bring them empowerment.
Yes, and I think people need it more than anything right now because they're being bombarded with so much.
Yeah, and if we can shine not only in this world on YouTube here, but it's outside of YouTube. It's when I go out the front door and I have to deal with hues out there who don't know their hues.
Yeah.
And you know, it's difficult. So I draw strength from each and every one of you here with me and watching and in the community and the passerbys. It brings me strength and helps me persevere and keep going.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
So
and speak your truth, everyone. Speak your truth.
That's right.
Just be in your truth, even if you know. But if you're offending someone, take a moment and step back and listen for a second. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but just put yourself in that position of what is going on first and foremost. And assess it. I always say, take a beat, take a moment, take a breath, and then figure out. Why is this working? Why is this not working? Is this happy? Is this not happy? It's wonderful. It's the in-between. I'm a little disgusted. I'm a little happy. I'm half disgusted and half happy. What is that all about? I don't know. Figure it out. But figure it out before you start searching the cosmos for something that you already have the answer for. And that's a big little tidbit. of what sovereignty truly is to all of us.
Yeah.
And that goes hand in hand with everything Loretta was saying and everything Betty was saying, with this beautiful idea of knowing. And I wasn't pushing it aside because Betty was on this side of the camera, so don't start with me for me. So Betty was saying about knowing and truly knowing who you are. And it's wonderful Loretta brings this up, because we need to get the practical approach to all these options and these belief systems. When we say when your beliefs may have to change, that's a good thing. And that's what we need to do. Some things need to go to the wayside. Some things need to be changed. And that's all that is.
Some things are just finally understood.
Yeah.
When they hear it in a different context, suddenly it's like, oh, that's what that meant.
Your knowing will tell you.
Yes.
There you are.
Yep.
And
It's like any other muscle. It's got to be exercised and used, or it atrophies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why the ears get detuned. And
I think we're going to get a lot of help in that area with
I think
collaboration. Thank you.
Think so.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Loretta, where are we sharing this? You'll send it to me.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you. And so your husband can perform his magic.
He can do his edit magic.
And I'll do the artisty, fartsy stuff. If we have anything else, fun stuff to it. And then we'll send it to all 3 of our pages somehow, because I know you know how to do that. Or you will send it to
because it's on Zoom. See, I can email it, right? So I think you can email it back to us, and then we can download it on our computer and put it on our channel.
And upload it to,
I didn't know how to do that. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's how it goes. I know I've done readings on Zoom, and I've just emailed them. I don't even bother with YouTube.
Right.
And, so that's the beauty of using Zoom here, is that I know I can hand it off to you, and your husband can do the editing or whatever.
I think you're right. I think you're right that you can do that, because he records it on his phone, and then he edits it, and then he puts up his things from time to time. All right, so we'll do that. Okay, good.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
All right, we'll figure it out. Somehow he knows that stuff, not me.
Okay, so do we want to do a sign off to our people then, or did we do that already? Or
my sign off is namaste.
Okay, together, namaste.
Namaste,
friends. Yes. That's all I say. So thank you all for being here.
We'll see you in the next
video. Yes. Yes. And we'll take it from there.
Oh yeah. It'll be fun.
Lovely ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Love you both.
Okay, we're still here.
You have to hit the record button. It's not over my power, anybody.
Okay. Okay, I can stop recording it now. So
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.